G'day folks, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We are back in camp in Baldur's Gate, or the lower city at least. And in the previous episode we finally defeated Anshur, so I guess we sort of scraped through. Well, actually, no, I'll be kinder to myself. We did actually manage to decisively win there, except for Blue sort of passing out towards the end because we didn't put him in cover properly. And yeah, I regret not realizing in the first attempt that there was actually a way to negate all of that damage. But I also think that having some of the potions with us, especially the potions of speed, definitely helped quite a bit. And also the Bloodlust elixir as well on Karlach. So speaking of potions and elixirs, I have spent a little bit of time just between episodes crafting a few more that I think that I might use. So again, trying to get used to the idea of using all of these consumables a little bit more often. But we are in camp because we are going to be having a short rest, sorry, not short rest, long rest, to see if Mizora shows up. So we've looked around the camp, but I couldn't really find her anywhere. So I'm just going to have a chat with everyone, and then
is something burdening you?
We are going to have that long rest. I just want to see what people think about the entire fight with Anshur and the fact that the Emperor is actually Balduran.
Always good to talk, my friend.
No one seems to have any opinions on what has just happened, though.
Did you want something? If not...
I don't know how we progress stuff with Shadowheart. Perhaps maybe we just need to continue the story a little bit.
I received a dispatch from the Grove. Life carries on there in our absence, just as nature intended. My chosen successor, Francesca, has proven to be a wise choice. Perhaps the wisest I ever made as Archdruid.
Don't downplay your achievements. The Shadow Curse would still hold sway if not for you.
One grand victory may not be enough to absolve a host of small failures. That is where true leadership lies. Not in winning a single vast battle, but in fighting 1,000 smaller ones. Making 10,000 difficult decisions. Finding balance where none seems possible. Day after day. I was all too eager to surrender my responsibilities towards the Grove. Perhaps I was never meant to be Archdruid, to be a leader.
I mean, these all seem to be good responses. You served the Grove well, and found a worthy successor. No one can ask more of you.
Still, though, I cannot help but wonder if there was more I could have done. Perhaps, Oakfather willing, I may yet have the chance someday. Forgive me. The Shadow Curse occupied me so entirely and for so long, I almost missed the purpose it gave me. Now I must find a new one.
Alright. So that was interesting. I guess maybe that only triggers once you reach the lower city. Who else can we find? Does Yenna and Grub say anything else? Oh yes, there apparently is a doppelganger somewhere in the camp, so we don't really know who that might be.
I brought my own pairing.
Okay. Same stuff as before. I assume Grub also still says the same stuff.
How can I help? Yes?
Still breathing, despite everything.
Copper for your thoughts?
I think that's everyone, so... Or actually, there's still Jaheira.
Yes?
Yes, so she did say that she would let us know about another way to find this Minsk once we reached Baldur's Gate, right? So maybe this is something new?
I have. And while I do not love my conclusion, that does nothing to change it. The Harpers are the city's best information network. With them out of action, we shall have to fall back on second best. Nine Fingers Keen.
You say that like it should mean something.
Oh, if it does not, you have led a very virtuous life indeed. Nine Fingers Keen controls the guild, which in turn controls every criminal racket from Heapside to the High Hall. Nothing happens in this city that she doesn't hear of, sooner or later. How hospitable she will be to a Harper that comes begging to her guild hall, we will find out. Perhaps I will let you do the talking.
Okay. And I do want to acknowledge someone left a comment not so long ago to say that we must absolutely find this Minsk person, in caps. So I'm trying my best to make sure that we find Minsk.
Here goes nothing.
What's going on in here? Maybe just a whole bunch of rotten food. Oh, actually, it's almost like a little chapel or church or whatever. Alright, let's have a chat with these two, and then we're going to do that long rest.
Keeping very well, I hope?
Come to bask in the glow of the moonlight.
Okay, long rest time. Hopefully, we can speak to Mizora. There she is. Right on cue.
Sorore suje testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in Beator.
Notum sit in Beator.
You've heard of such devils. Sisters of justice. Adjudicators of diabolical contracts and bargains.
Holy hells.
Interesting. I don't recall sending out invitations to the Sisters of Justice.
You do not call upon the sisters. They come when the hells demand witness.
Enough, Mizora. Where is my father? How do I save him?
How else? We bargain. Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos.
Your contract, Will. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable.
Then break it already. Will doesn't need to wait 6 months.
No contract is ended without sacrifice. A cost must be paid. Will Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact, and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel! I won't let her take Will.
Silence, Karlak.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
Asshole, okay. Didn't even use the B word. Alright. So will he lose some of his powers if he breaks the pact? Maybe. So, are we guaranteed to see Duke Ravengard die, though? Or perhaps maybe there is another way to save him later on down the track. I feel like that's probably the better outcome. And look, if anything, like, we don't even know if he can be saved even if we go into this pact, because as far as I know, she's only just going to lead us to Duke Ravengard, but not save him. Or are we saying perhaps maybe Duke Ravengard might actually replace Will? But if he stays in the pact, he'd probably still be in the party, right? Oh boy. What will happen to Will's powers if he breaks the pact?
Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at Moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
Okay. So, I guess it's just the game telling us that he still has all of his skill sets and all that sort of stuff until the end of the game, perhaps. I mean, I don't know if defeating the Absolute is the end of the game, but I think the best option, in my view, is option 3, to break the pact. If Duke Ravengard dies, then that's going to be very, very unfortunate, but I'd much rather Will be free. And again, as I said, there might still be an opportunity down the track to do something about Duke Ravengard. So break the pact, Will. You deserve your freedom.
You damned wretch! Father. Do it. Break the pact.
Fiat Ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
Didn't think you had it in you. Seems my boy's all grown up. And don't go fussing about your father. You made your choice. You knew the terms. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm a little bit concerned. I mean, look, the reason why I chose option 3, again, I did say that perhaps there is a way later on to try and save Duke Ravengard, but at the same time, I think maybe not. if he stayed in the pact, he would have, you know, remained a devil, so to speak. Does he still have his horns? His portrait still has his horns, so I wonder if he'd be able to get rid of his horns. That's a bit of a shame there. And additionally, I was sort of thinking, you know, if he remained in the pact, would there be another opportunity to break him out of the pact later on? Because that's also another thing that could happen. It did say the pact would be eternal, though, which means that, I guess, reading between the lines, there would not really be any other opportunity. I know he probably, like, if we let him decide, he probably would have just chosen to, you know, go into an eternal pact in order to save his father, but yeah, anyway, let's have a chat with everyone before we continue on. And, okay, Mizora is now just hanging out in the camp. Like, would she become an ally at some point? Or is she just here to watch? Maybe she'll come up with another, you know, idea for an agreement.
Come to bask in the glow of the moon.
Just gonna check in with everyone once more.
Keeping very well, I hope?
I did not know Duke Ravengard that well. But I am sure he would not want his son to become slave to Zariel for his sake. I am sure Will knows that. But we would do well to remind him when his days grow dark.
Now that I see this sentence, I feel like perhaps maybe there was another way to break his pact, even if it was an eternal pact. You sound like you speak from experience.
No one truly understands the weight of loss until they've worn it a while. There is no shame in sharing the load when you need to.
Gonna live with this one, guys. Perhaps maybe it wasn't the best choice, but...
I can't believe Will's given up his soul to Zariel. For a father he fell out with ages ago. There's such a thing as being too good. Someone ought to tell Will Ravengard.
But didn't we break the pact? So I don't really understand this conversation. Oh, yeah, Mizora. Let's have a chat.
Little Will's all grown up. I can't wait to see what trouble he gets into.
That's it then? Duke Ravengard's dead?
Well, not exactly. But it's only a matter of time. Don't be too hard on Will. I'm sure he carefully weighed the pros and cons. Pro, freedom. No more pact, no more hellbound soul. Con, killing off his own father, Baldur's Gate's most beloved duke, and forever altering the city's future. I would have done the same thing in his shoes. But what do I know about heroes?
I think the game has a bit of trouble with the camera angles when you're sort of engaging in conversation on steps or diagonal sort of areas. Maybe you can enter a pact with her. I don't get it. If Will isn't your warlock, why stick around and give him power?
The Absolutists worked a number on me at Moonrise. And you're the best hope I've got at payback. No one crosses the Hell's Children without getting scorched.
You've left Karlach alone. Didn't you want her dead? What changed?
You are an inquisitive one. I'd have thought you'd figured by now. Zariel found new use for an old battle axe. The dead three in that bulging brain of theirs are a threat to more than this trifling city, you know. Savor her company. Who's to say when Zariel might change her mind? My mistress can be so capricious.
What can you tell me about the Hells?
The 9 Hells of Beator. Each its own domain, each with its own archdevil to rule it. I call the first Hell my home, Avernus. My mistress Zariel's realm, a torrid battleground split by the bloody waters of the Styx. How I adore it, the delicious agony of it all. The other 8, well, they are pleasures unto themselves. Perhaps I'll show you myself, if I deem you worthy.
Show us. Okay. You never told me how the Absolutists captured you.
Correct. I didn't. If you must know, I was scouting the cultists on behalf of Zariel. But those cursed shadows were thick enough to fell even a half-fiend. I woke in that damned pod. It kept my body sealed and my most powerful magic silenced. But a brave, kind, benevolent soul set me free. Gallantry isn't dead after all.
I wonder what this is going to give us, so I might just give it a go and see what happens. If you're going to be staying, I need something in return.
Why? I'm supplying Will with every scrap of his infernal power. I've paid my dues many times over. I tell you what, when the time comes to squish that big baddie of a brain, I'll lend you a hand.
Okay. So maybe she will become an ally for what sounds like some kind of final battle? Maybe. I didn't see a journal update though to say that she is going to be an ally, but you never know. Astarion?
Will gave up his father to have freedom. An understandable decision. Sacrifices must be made after all. Especially if the old Duke's fall means his rise.
So, interesting conversation there with Mizora, because she did actually confirm what I suspected, that the Duke is actually still alive. So perhaps maybe there is still a way.
Time and again, Will's plight reinforces my decision not to pursue the path of a warlock. It's one thing to make such a sacrifice in the pursuit of such a pack, but to do so in order to escape one. Truly, it leaves you with nothing.
Okay.
I brought my own
Still nothing new there with Yenna. And I guess the most important things are going to be with Shadowheart and Will, but you know what? Will looks really like hobo-ish, doesn't he? Like with this clothing that he's wearing. Earthy garb. I feel like I want to give him something a little bit nicer to wear, because, I don't know, every time we have a cutscene during a long rest, he's got this scrappy-looking shirt on, which I'm not a fan of. Let's see if we can give him one of our better items of clothing. The Ash Meadow outfit? Or this one? Yeah, I think that looks alright. I thought we perhaps may have had something better. Let me just see here. Raffish Midnight outfit. That doesn't look too bad. Just seeing if there's anything else. I think maybe everything else might be armor at this point. Minthara's at ease clothes. There's this. The anarchic blue outfit. Perhaps I could give that to Shadowheart.
Way to go still.
She doesn't look too bad in her own clothes, though. But let's check this out. Oh, okay, well, that's... I was gonna say, is it very revealing? No, not quite. I don't know, I kind of think that looks better. But yeah, it's nice to be able to see, you know, what this actually looks like. Yeah, okay, it's basically the same thing, just red. Who else needs clothes? I don't know. I feel like that looks pretty cool for Lae'zel. Olsen, Jaheira. Yeah, I don't know. It's just Will who looks to have like the scrappiest looking clothes for long rests. So that seems alright to me. Would be keen to hear your thoughts on that. But anyway, let's have a further chat with these guys.
I can still feel the Shadowfell all over me. Still hear her words in my ear. I feel unclean.
You mean Shar? Forget it. Her spite can't hurt you now.
I hope that's true, but I'm not so sure. She has a far reach and a long memory. I have an idea. Something I've wanted to do for a while. Something that might help me put her in the past. But I'll need your help.
Of course.
Wait until the others are asleep, then come with me. There's a place we can go. Down the coast a little.
Okay. Will?
Gods. I spent 7 years choked by Mazora's leash. And I spent 7 years hoping to break free. I never knew freedom could taste so bittersweet.
That seems a bit brutal. You are your own man now, Will. It's better this way.
I have to believe that. I'm not the Hell's puppet in life, nor its warrior in death. The blade will be guiding his own hand. But freedom will be paid in my father's blood. Tomorrow, I celebrate my gain. Today, I mourn my loss.
A moment passes. In the stillness, you find a mote of tranquility.
The Ravengard name now lives solely with me. I will make it count for something.
Your father's not dead yet, Will. Maybe there's a way to save him.
I signed his life away before the Hell's Witnesses. It would be easier to drink the sticks down to the last drop than to alter his fate. I'd be a fool to wish otherwise.
How is it that he would just give up so easily, though? Like, I guess maybe after we finish this long rest, we'll find out whether or not there's a quest line to try and get to Duke Ravengard. So, what's our next step then?
We obtain the final 2 nether stones and take back our minds. And the city from the brain.
Alright,
Another step
probably just checking in with Lae'zel and Halsin, and we should have a
Will
long rest.
sacrificed his own father. A hard choice, but not one that is unknown in nature. At times a seedling must strangle the very tree that bore it, if it's to survive.
Alright, Lae'zel?
The devil Mizora has made herself quite at home, hasn't she? Do make her feel as unwelcome as you can.
Alright, I think that's it. So, let's have that long rest.
This will do. Take off your clothes.
Oh, here we go. You first.
Fine. Well, don't just stand there. Turn around. You haven't even attempted to peek. I'm a little offended.
What can I say? I'm respectful.
That's one word for it, I suppose. You can turn around again. What? Don't just stare.
Okay, this is gonna test my editing skills, but actually, I've changed my mind. I'm heading back to camp. Hard not to. You're beautiful.
I know. Your turn.
Alright. Turn around.
No.
Oh, what? Fine then.
I don't know if I can do this, now that I'm here.
All the things we've faced, and you're afraid of getting a little wet?
More the drowning, and the things that could be hiding underwater, and the drowning, and the cold. Did I mention the drowning? Let's get on with it, before I lose my nerve. that's cold. Come here. Thank you. I needed that. I needed to know I can face things without Shah. I don't want to go back. Not just yet. Just a pebble. Now don't you dare stop.
Getting a little raunchy. Okay. This is gonna be a bit of work to edit. So, gotta brace myself for that. Should we check in with everyone once more? I don't see any exclamation marks, but I really don't want to miss anything if I can help it. So let's just check in with everyone one by one.
What's on your mind?
Yes?
Definitely need to check in with Shadowheart, obviously, after all of that.
Come for a chat?
So what happens if we, like, make her leave?
Soldier?
I think we'll continue with the same group of companions for now.
Yes?
But I am a little bit confused about what we should do with the new equipment that we've just obtained. Balduran's helmets and...
Is something burdening you?
that sword.
One day I'll catch a break.
So cold because you like to scratch behind the ear?
Always good to talk, my friend.
Maybe it'll bring us closer.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else.
Oakfather preserve you.
Perhaps maybe Shadowheart.
Something the matter? I should hope not, after the time we spent together. My spirits are thoroughly lifted.
It's good to know. I did want to talk to you about that, as it so happens.
Oh? Not feeling any regrets, I hope?
Just remember, you'll need plenty of practice if you're going to be an accomplished swimmer.
Trust me, I'll be an eager pupil, if I have a thorough teacher. Though, I'm still finding sand in my hair. I wonder what the others will think of that.
Let them think whatever they like. It doesn't matter.
I suppose it doesn't. I'm glad we have each other. And I hope we'll have more opportunities to slip away.
Do we have any other options here? How are you?
Honestly, my heart's racing. The end's close. My parents are close. I just know it. Thank you. I'm not sure I would have ever made it this far without you.
Okay, so now we just need to figure out what to do with some equipment before we venture forth. So, Balduran's Giant Slayer. This is a two-handed weapon. We could potentially give it to Karlach. The halberd did some really good work for us, though, against the dragon. So, I don't know if we really want to switch. I mean, this does up to 23 damage, so that's good. And then... yeah, we already have quite a lot of benefits here. Double the damage from your strength modifier. This weapon grants you advantage on attack rolls against large, huge, or gargantuan creatures. So we won't really be fighting too many of those types of enemies until, I guess, maybe we have to fight those Watchers. But I really don't know what's ahead. You know, for all I know, there could be large, huge, and gargantuan creatures moving forward, aside from the Steel Watchers. Why not? Why not? Let's do it. So, she's holding that in one hand, though. Like, how is that? Does she have some kind of feature that allows her to hold great swords with one hand? Maybe. Oh, look at that. It has like pustules and everything. Did not realize that. So I think I'll leave that with Karlach, at least for the time being. And then there's the question of the helm and what we want to do with that. So... magical durability. The wielder has a +1 bonus to saving throws against spells. Covert critical, which I don't really care about too much. I was sort of thinking, can I give the circlet to her? Because that would make Guiding Bolt a little bit more powerful when we do need to use it. Heals you 2 hit points at the beginning of every turn. You have +1 bonus to armor class and saving throws. Stun immunity, can't be stunned. And then this is the big one. Negates any crits on the wearer. So we already have that for Shadowheart with the shield that she's holding. And that's the reason why I'm thinking of passing over the circlet to her. I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. So let's take that off. We'll put the circlet there. And yeah, I do still use Guiding Bolt quite a bit, so I'm hoping to get the benefit out of that. And then we can chuck that there. And that brings him up to 21 as well, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah, I like it. I think that's a decent swap. So let's send that to camp, and I think we're good. We're good to probably send that to camp as well. And yeah, we should continue looking around the lower city. I'm keen to look for some traders so that we can, you know, sell a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to find some new pieces of equipment that might be better, especially for Jaheira and Holson. That Matt Oakhide.
If you're here to report something, don't bother. The Fist don't give a damn.
The thugs are getting bolder. My husband's been mugged twice this month, if you can believe it. You be safe out there. Can't trust a damn soul.
Citizen, you are being accompanied by a malfunctioning steel watcher. Please stand back.
I think you have the wrong hunk of metal.
False. Report your purpose, steel watcher. Why are you following these citizens unbidden? Ah. I understand your malfunction. Your unit is a highly outdated model. The Ragnak's casement protecting your metallurgized iced valves is burning well outside the recommended temperature. Please report to the Steelwatch Foundry for dismantling.
Steelwatch Foundry? I wonder if we can fix her up at the Foundry in that case. Same thing Damon said. Do you know how to fix this malfunctioning engine?
Yeah. Hey, Metal Man. If I report to this foundry, can my engine be fixed?
Your make is very obsolete. Repairing your engine would be not only impractical, but impossible. Report to the Steelwatch Foundry for immediate dismantling.
Yeah. Tell me something I don't know.
Where is this Steelwatch Foundry?
The Steelwatch Foundry is off-limits to visitors. This malfunctioning unit can escort itself back.
It thinks you're one of them, Karlach. Do you know why?
Not sure. Maybe whatever keeps them going is similar to my tin can. Turns out I'm the fucking prototype for these things. I'll dismantle every single one of them.
Any threat to the Steelwatch is a threat to Lord Gortash himself. Please report to the Steelwatch Foundry for immediate dismantling.
Okay. Interesting.
Very well.
Keep crime reports short. Do not waste our time with frivolous issues.
I am never sleeping on duty again.
Okay. So he's doing some training as punishment, maybe.
Distract the gauntlet, will ya? I think she's set on killing me.
The gauntlet.
I like your look. You've seen battle. Shed some blood. Could show these softies here how it's done.
Baldur's Gate is coming to. About time. The Manip assured me a builder would come around a 10-day ago, and hold it. You're not the builder. Which means I've got no use for you.
Why do you need a carpenter so badly?
Hooligans at the Mermaid have been using my shutters for target practice. And that's not the half of it. I've had to replace the same window 3 times now, not to mention the mess they've made of my front door. Now either you learn to fix my broken shutters, or you wag your tongue elsewhere.
Jeez. These people are a friendly bunch, aren't they? Oh, goodness me, I've almost forgotten, but we do need to do a whole bunch of stuff before proceeding, don't we? So, let me just get all of our buffs on. People can stop moving around, that'd be good.
Clean up the Raven guards no upper crust.
Hang on. So Will's already got it. Yeah. Good stuff, and then almost forgot, but I do want to have some potions and... sorry, not potions, elixirs. So for Karlach, I'm thinking she can just take the Bloodlust elixir because it lasts until long rest. So that should give her way more actions and she should be able to deal even more damage. And then I think what I will do is do a scroll of sea invisibility. We don't really have a lot, but we probably will be able to replace that with potions or elixirs. So let me cast that, and I'll just cast it on Blue. He's got the best perception, I think, out of the group, so we may as well. Will, we want Armor of Agathis, and we do want well, I assume we can put another elixir on because this isn't something that we've used an elixir for. And I was sort of thinking Elixir of Vigilance, but then I didn't actually bring that with me. So that's at camp, so let me just very quickly grab that. And perhaps maybe Blue doesn't need it because he's already got Alert as a feat. So instead, perhaps maybe we can give it to the likes of Will, just so that he goes pretty early in the round. And we can then sort of cast like pretty heavy hitting spells initially with Will. Or maybe even do haste and stuff like that. So let me grab that. Nope. Here. Elixir of Vigilance. +5 bonus to initiative. Sorry, just trying to look for where we can see what our initiative is. Is it not? Ah, here. +3. Blue's already at +10. +2, +4. I could give it to Shadowheart since she has the lowest. I don't know, I feel like maybe I'll just give it to Will. I know I have a couple of bottles right now, I could give it to both of them, but I'll give it to Will. I'm still a little bit concerned about consuming stuff too early in the entire campaign. But yeah, Will can take that.
Defender of the people. Can't give up now.
Wanna dance?
Okay. Cool, so here's hoping that with some of the elixirs and scrolls that we've used, we can do quite a bit more damage.
No, never mind.
And survive some tougher fights. Let's head inside and let's see what we can find.
He's missing.
Yes! My daughter, Banra!
Forgive me. What was her
Do a quick
name?
save here.
How many times do I need to say it? You sent word about a lead, said that I should come see you about it.
Of course, madam. Let me just... Forgive me. Why are you here?
Is this
What is going on here?
My daughter Vanra! My little girl! She's missing! This stupid, useless fist said she had a lead, but she must have been sucking Dream Mist or something!
Madam, tell me. You said... she was... taken from a tavern?
Yes. The blushing mermaid down by the docks. I told you 100 times. Why aren't you listening?
So there must be something going on with the flaming fist, like maybe she's under some kind of a spell? I'm listening. Tell me what happened.
Excuse me, citizen, but if this is a criminal matter, it's my business, not yours. Now, madam, if you'll just tell me why you're here, I'll take down the details.
What is happening? I feel like I'm going mad!
Have you searched for your daughter?
Of course! I haven't stopped! I tore that tavern apart, the rooms, every nook and cranny I can think of. She's gone!
Forget the fists. Tell me everything you know.
Her name is Vanra. She's 7 years old, and has red hair, like me. We were in the Blushing Mermaid when she was taken. Just up by the docks.
Was anyone else with you?
No, unless you count a couple of old drinking mates at the next table. But they'd be no help. They barely remember their own names. They were sober though. I swear. I stop in the maid for a drink sometimes. But it was only a quick one.
You must have some witnesses, surely?
Of course. The front of house, Bosun Gannet was there, and the owner of the Blushing Mermaid, Captain Grizzly. Neither lifted a finger to help me look. It was awful.
Alright. I'll head to the Blushing Mermaid now.
Thank you. I'll head home. Can't stand being around these idiots any longer. Come find me the moment you hear anything.
I wonder if we can redo any of the Arcana checks with this Blaze Liara to find out what's going on with them exactly. Registry of Citizens' Complaints.
Better not be cursed.
Lodged by an anonymous elf who decided to give address. Reports of suspicious characters hanging around the manor Filgrave. Logged by Eloise Thurman, resident of Brampton. Reports neighbors making house calls late at night, failing to make offering at Shrine of Umberlee. Claims these to be evidence of absolute worship. Lodged by Heyman Arst, resident of Rivington. Claims children's toys have been sabotaged by bad faith actors within the city. Failed to provide evidence. Manip Sayama?
Your tools were stolen, right? No, you were mugged. Wait, I'm mixing you up with another citizen. I'm terribly sorry. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, thanks for one person in the comments saying that Manip is actually a it's a rank. So I actually looked it up a little bit. I think it's like maybe has Irish or it's like maybe an old Irish word or something like that maybe. The prison entrance seems like we should be able to go down there if we need to.
Commander Portier, acting marshal of the Fist. If you have a crime to report, please wait outside. We're currently at capacity.
Let's check out the prison. I wonder if I'm going to need to break some people out, because This looks a lot tougher than the prison at Wormrock. Or perhaps maybe this is where we would be sent if we got caught stealing or something. I think so. Steel Watcher maintenance. Report mechanical issues with the Watchers to the Steel Watch Foundry on the West Docks. Not to this office. Blaze Liara, Porter. West Docks. There we go. Oh yes, that's right. I did say that I wanted to check the journal to see if there's anything about Will that would lead us to being able to save the Duke. Okay, it doesn't exactly say anything here. Do we have anything about Duke Ravengard, though? The Underduke, not exactly what we're looking for. Okay, nothing here. Didn't we have something on Duke Ravengard, though? Rescue the Grand Duke. Complete, it says. Okay. Will broke his pact with Mizora. Duke Ravengard is no longer our concern. Yeah. I suppose this would have continued. But then perhaps maybe we wouldn't have been able to save Will? Oh man, I feel like I made the wrong choice, perhaps. But...
that might be worth a look.
Interesting. Latrine. Ooh, that's disgusting, but we could go down there. I have no idea what we would find. I guess maybe there's a sewer that leads into the prison. Can Scratch fit through there?
A tight fit for even the smallest of creatures, let alone you.
Okay. Do I want to go into the latrine? Into the pit? I'm sort of thinking I'll come back to it.
Seems simple enough.
Because I feel like perhaps maybe there's going to be another entrance to a sewer system elsewhere. Kind of a kitchen here.
That's up for discussion.
Camaros.
Cooking as fast as I can. Those fists have got bottomless bellies, I swear. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can sort of poke around a little bit, but I might see what we can get away with without having to sort of break and enter initially, and then we might sort of consider what sort of breaking and entering and stealing that we want to do. But that's going to have to come in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching as usual. Subscribe if you're new, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.